weathergang.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is our weekly Sunday sunset chat. Hi, Julia. We need some rain. I agree with you. I hope I can find you some more frequent rain chances, but I'm not going to promise you too much. Let's manage expectations with maybe drought assisting or drought busting amounts. Not really in the cards as it stands now. Let's look at the wind tomorrow. At least that's refreshing in one aspect, even though it's still pretty warm tomorrow. We'll have a refreshing northwesterly breeze, bringing in drier, more comfortable air slowly with time tomorrow. So that should help it feel a little better to start our work week. But refreshing breezes around 25 miles per hour. Those gust levels can't be ruled out. But overall, yeah, it's starting warm. Maybe your coolest day of the week near 90 tomorrow. Yep, that's funny how to say it's our coolest day, but we'll maybe still stay hot, but a dry heat-ish on Tuesday. Wednesday looks like we could get closer toward that excessive heat level, but it might be only a one-day deal. Then maybe tamping back down just a little bit on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, we're probably going to add more days to our heat tracker. Today was our 10th day adding to our heat tracker of the number of days 90 degrees or hotter. It is happening. MP, thanks for joining. Dev, Pat, appreciate seeing you on Instagram. I'm also on X, YouTube, and Facebook. William, appreciate seeing you, and Karen, and Not Manassas, and Mejifs, and Dory, good to see you as well. And BS Shirts, and McNulty, and Cloud Guy. Hi, Ruth Elisa, good to see you. And David, indeed, records at all three airports today. Make sure you see the latest in my PM update at capitalweathergang.com. Wow, yep, Rick, it was very warm overnight. We also set, I think potentially, as long as it doesn't cool below 81 degrees, we set a new record for the lack of cold air for overnight low temperatures this last evening as well. Let's see, Tina. I know we need the rain. We're watching radar. We do have potentially a few showers and storms through tonight, even early tomorrow morning. Can you rule out 5, 6 a.m. some raindrops trying to exit the region tomorrow, especially south and east of town. So stay patient. We're not going to promise the world, but this is one of our rain chances right now. We're kind of dry by, midday tomorrow, even late morning tomorrow. Tuesday looks pretty dry. Wednesday we have some rain chances, maybe another chances, a couple strong storms. And then I think Thursday has some shower chances and storm chances, but Friday looks dry as well. And then the weekend, we get back into rain chances again as well. So forecast at a glance is just above me here. Anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com doing our Sunday Sunset Live Q&A on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. I am Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com. My PM update is there here at the top. Anytime, where you can find that at capitalweathergang.com. And also, I'll have the morning forecast out for you tomorrow morning as well. So I'll give you more details even then for the week ahead. Ruth Elisa, good seeing you. Good seeing you, Paul. I know we need some relief for rains, cooling rains, beneficial rains for our gardens and our crops. And let's see, Thursday, I don't see a complete washout for you, Ruth Elisa. Just some showers and storms around. Peter, good to see you. And Rick, good thumbs up. And indeed, it felt like at least 100 degrees on Saturday. I saw some heat index values 109, maybe I think 112 in one location, south and east of town. We've had records fall yesterday and today at our area airports. And indeed, even a record warm low temperature last night as well. Our second warmest, 81 degrees. If we don't get cooler than that before midnight tonight with any of these showers and storms around, that's our second warmest low temperature ever here in DC. So keep that in mind. It's very warm, been dangerously warm. We get some relief tomorrow. Cheers to you, Tararan. Thanks for tuning in on Instagram. And let me make sure I haven't missed any other questions. Yes, Kenny on Instagram, we need that water. Yes, indeed. Chadwick, good to see you. Very good. Thank you so much for tuning in. Amira and Sam. And dry start, Kevin. Very dry since 1994 for June. And so far, I mean, we think we have more rain chances to kind of get us out of a potential pattern like 2016 for the summer ahead. All right, let's see what else we can talk about. Our heat tracker indeed will add more than our current 10 days. We're tracking now above average for year to date. We're making up for lost time, right? We had not seen many 90-degree days. We were tracking lower than we normally do for this point in the year until this last heat wave. But we've got plenty of warmth ahead. It's a very warm, if not hot week. But the good news is Humidity generally cooperates. Here are the dew points animated through the entire week and weekend. You really want to see those purples stay away from us if you're not a fan of muggy, gross conditions. But they make it in here, maybe a hint of high humidity on Wednesday with our high heat that potentially moves in, hopefully just for one day on Wednesday. Ebbing, calming down a little bit for heat and humidity, maybe on Thursday and Friday, but humidity heat may ramp up again this weekend. Sunday and Monday, there's even a chance for some excessive heat. We'll keep you posted at capitalweathergang.com as we get closer. But overall, we have some dew points that are like kind of comfortable. There's very little humidity for a couple, moments, couple days this week. So we do have some moments where it's a dry heat, which is an improvement in my book over last week and this weekend where it was dangerously, excessively hot. So precipitation patterns this week are some quick hit or miss storms more frequently. Rain amounts, though, are still, pretty modest. Clouds generally behave themselves if you're a sunshine lover. I really want you to wear that sunscreen tomorrow afternoon and Tuesday. It looks like a lot of unfiltered sunshine, so UV will be pretty darn high at times this week, especially later tomorrow and into Tuesday. And here's the rain amounts, as I alluded to, pretty darn modest. Not necessarily enough to make our gardens and crops happy, but lucky spots could still see a half inch of rain this week, so that's something. That is something. Of course, if a thunderstorm rolls over you a couple times during this week, if you're very lucky, you could see over a half inch. It's a not a consistent rain batch this time of year. It's very dependent on hit or miss showers and storms. That's just due to our summertime air mass. That's kind of the primary thing for our warm season water source, which we could use more of. Drought.gov was down for my zoom in maps. I'm sorry, they're down for maintenance longer than anticipated. But here's more of a national view screenshot. And you can see in our region, we have kind of that lighter orange developing over the Blue Ridge Mountains, I-81 corridor, Shenandoah Valley. And it's starting to come toward DC. Everyone is generally abnormally dry. That's not technically drought in the lightest yellow, but we could definitely use rain throughout the region. We're below where we should be for this time of year. It's been a pretty dry month. Drought is expected to expand a little bit. So I don't have, wonderfully great news, but hopefully with potentially multiple showers and storms that move through this week, adding up hopefully to a half an inch, we can prevent the drought from spreading much further. Pollen levels are under control. Really, no need to touch on that too much, but hopefully, allergy sufferers, you are feeling a little bit better. And then we continue to watch the potential going into the weekend and even next work week for excessive droughts, rapid onset drought conditions, and excessive heat. It looks like our bad combo could rear its ugly head later this weekend into next week. So it's worth keeping an eye on things and staying tuned to us at capitalweathergang.com as we get closer. Really appreciate seeing you, Hoya and Elizabeth and Eric and CR and running and Andre on Instagram. Very good seeing you. I'm Camden Walker for capitalweathergang.com on all four of our social media channels right now: Instagram, YouTube, X, and Facebook. And Ruth Lisa, I'm sorry you didn't get enough snowfall this year. I'm thinking about snow as well during this hottest time of year. And Charlene will take the 80s. I would prefer 70s as well. And David's dry weather from June to October. Hopefully that doesn't hold true this year. And Rob, having a little bit of heat illness based on your emoji from X. I appreciate you tuning in there at Capital Weather on X.com. And Ruth Lisa, yes, the Northwest generally has very rainy conditions. Hawaii, I think, still holds the wettest area for the United States on average. And Karen, yes, sunscreen, fair skinned, we need to be very careful, especially between the hours of 10 and 4. Patricia, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube. And Ruth Elisa, gosh, I have to consult many sources, but make sure it's broad spectrum sunscreen, non-comedogenic. Mineral is good, but make sure it doesn't have that oxybenzene in it. I have to go back and find my labels, but I do my own research as well from several different sources as well. So I'm an expert with a mix of mineral and chemical sunscreen at times. Hey, Guitar, good to see you on Instagram. I think Saturday leans a little bit drier than this upcoming Sunday, but it does look hotter potentially on Sunday into Monday of this upcoming weekend, I think, right now. But the weekend still is a little bit up in the air. But yeah, I lean hotter more muggy and with higher shower and storm chance, even some strong storms, a slight chance for strong storms for this upcoming Saturday. And that's when, I start wanting to think about heat safety as we get toward this weekend. Let's put that back up there. We just need to be careful on our pets, our neighbors. Make sure you're checking on everyone. If we do get excessively hot again, like we did see this weekend, maybe Sunday and Monday is worth watching. This upcoming weekend, even overall, could have some excessive heat again. So please keep some heat safety in mind. We'll generally take a small break this week. Wednesday could get close to a heat index of 105. So we're not completely out of the woods, but I don't want to keep you hyper vigilant, right? If we have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday as more seasonable heat and humidity, where it's a little bit below dangerous levels, we can relax a minute or two. But overall, just stay cautious when you start seeing heat index values 105, 110. We'll highlight those in our forecast at captainweathergang.com as we get into, potentially danger areas later this week, Wednesday, and then maybe this weekend. Those are kind of some caution notes for this upcoming forecast. All right. Next work week still has that warm signal. Above average temperatures are expected, but there is good news. This week and next week, there is just a hint, a slight lean of the atmosphere toward above average precipitation, more than we would typically see in 1 week's time. So hopefully we can keep up this trend. I don't have high optimism that will hold drought completely at bay, but if we can stop it from spreading and getting worse very fast and that rapid onset flash drought, I'll take what little we can. But overall, gardeners and farmers, I still urge you to water more than you want to overall. That's kind of what's worth thinking about. And then here's, maybe other bad news. We have no tropical systems really expected to develop near us over the next 7 days. So don't count on that, gardeners and farmers, as a source of rainfall over the next week's time. All right, let's show you the PM update. My PM update at capitalweathergang.com is there at the top. The forecast at a glance just above my head here. And of course, anytime you need us, we're at capitalweathergang.com. I'm Camden Walker on the air another 8 minutes or so. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat, our live Q&A every week. The only time we go off that pattern is Labor Day Monday, way off in September. So every week we do these 20-minute chats on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and X, our four social media channels at capitalweathergang.com. And radar right now, probably not as active as we want, right? I'm happy to report that strong to severe storm chances are lower than we had been suspecting for the last few days. We still could see them into tonight. Rain could persist even into and just past sunrise, a few stray raindrops just past sunrise this upcoming morning, Monday morning. But we want rain. We don't want any damage from severe storms. It's a hard balance to choose. So hopefully, overnight tonight, we can still get a few of you with some everyday strength, normal summertime thunderstorms to get you a couple healthy, quick downpours so you can, maybe worry less about your garden, your crops. Refreshing news though, with gusts out of the northwest tomorrow around 25 miles per hour at times. This brings in the drier, more comfortable air tomorrow, so it's going to feel a little bit refreshing. Still kind of a dry heat. Still, even if it's our relatively coolest day of the week, it is going to be still near 90 for most of us tomorrow, upper 80s to near 90. And we warm back up into the 90s, adding more to our heat tracker by Tuesday. And Wednesday is the kind of day we're focused on maybe a quick resurgence and spike in very high heat and humidity, maybe even a couple strong storms. But a cold front hopefully starts clearing us out on Thursday and more so on Friday. So we get back toward more comfortable, seasonable warmth for this time of year. But then maybe hot, a little more humid this weekend as well. Kind of back up that roller coaster into more higher heats and higher humidity. And again, as I alluded to, our heat tracker at 10, we'll probably get more days added onto this by the end of the week into the weekend. And dew point levels are generally staying not too humid after this cold front clears us out a little bit tomorrow. Slowly get that drier air in here on the heels, riding in on the heels of that northwesterly wind gusts, maybe near 25 miles per hour at times. So dew points behave maybe until Wednesday. Could get pretty muggy gross perhaps on Wednesday. I'll say sticky to unpleasant right now. We stay at or below 70 degrees for dew points on Wednesday. I'm a little more concerned you'll see purples surging up here on the weekend. That could be muggy and gross come this weekend. So we need to, maybe look ahead to dusting off our heat safety plan for this upcoming weekend, and it's something to keep in the back of your mind. Precipitation is generally hit or miss still this week, and into this weekend. But the good news is more frequent chances for rain, lingering maybe a little bit into early tomorrow morning. Tuesday looks dry. Monday afternoon and Tuesday look dry. Wednesday, we even have a slight strong storm chance to accompany what hopefully are some semi widespread everyday showers and storms for our gardens and for our crops. Thursday may still have some showers, maybe some storms, not a washout, as Ruth Elisa was asking earlier. Friday should be dry. And then the weekend, hopefully, we can get some rain chances, some shower and storm chances back in here without upsetting our weekend plans, outdoor plans, too much. And it's very sunny this week. So use that sunscreen. Clouds maybe don't take over to a moderate extent until this weekend overall. And rain amounts, unfortunately, are still modest, right? Luckiest spots, maybe a half inch of rain. All right, let me check in with you on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Indeed, David, water bills are a little high. Not great. Severe storms this week. Julia could have a couple few on Wednesday, a couple few on Sunday. So far, no widespread threats, but those are kind of the 2 days we're eyeing. And Mr. Tweet Reader on X, carefully water your lawn if you really have to. I'm not a fan of that overall, but remember to water at or just before sunrise so that you're maximizing that water opportunity for your lawn to soak it up to avoid mold and mildew, I think, developing at the root rot. David is cheering on the rain, and Patricia, water more than you want to this week overall, even with some more frequent rain chances in the forecast. You can see we still add up to an amount of rain that I'm very happy with. Half inch is not quite enough after a really dry week this last week. Evapotranspiration needs are very high with plant life trying to take advantage of the highest sun of the year, but the soil is easily baking under that high sun. And Kalman wet bulb is more of an athletic term for the dew point, more of strenuous activities, adding in the idea of also the lack of sweat evaporating from your skin. So dew point is technically what we look at for heat index. Wet bulb is more interested for athletes doing strenuous outdoor activities. That's my quick synopsis for you. But I try and for here, I try and do, I think about heat index and dew point levels. All right. Rose Garden, Ruth Lisa, I'm sorry to hear the bad news that the hot temperatures got to that. We hopefully do not get to our record heat tracker, David, for this year. 10 days is enough. We're tracking ahead of where we should be this time of year, so let's keep it at that, right? But we will add more this week. And let's see, Marie could have a few storms on Saturday, but maybe more widespread on Sunday versus Saturday. So it looks like, Vicky, I'm sorry to say Sunday could be a little bit humid for your birthday. Let's check out the dew point animation again. And we're avoiding purples, right? If you're not a fan of muggy or sultry conditions, you want to avoid the purple colorings here above. Wednesday, we could spike toward kind of uncomfortable humidity levels and some heat, maybe near 100 degrees. So put in, back of your mind to stay safe in Wednesday's heat and humidity that could have hopefully just a 1 day resurgence in the middle of the week. But then the weekend, the purples kind of start coming back. That's dew points above 70 degrees. So heat and humidity might be close, but hopefully below what we just experienced this last weekend. But we need to start, maybe thinking we could have some excessive heat again next weekend into early next work week as well. Uh, Weather nuts, let's look at temperatures. You're asking about will we stay above average for a little while longer? So here's what the Climate Prediction Center thinks for our area into next work week. Yep, we are, overall for the summer, as you saw from our summer outlook at capitalweathergang.com, this echoes even to next work week with very decent confidence, decent probability we are above average in our temperatures next work week as well. But here's some silver lining, leaning above average in precipitation as well. Not a huge, wonderfully clear signal that we are above average in precipitation, but maybe we can extrapolate and play off of what is this week's more frequent rain chances, even if they only add up to a half inch in some spots, in the luckiest spots this week. If we can get more of the same, that helps prevent the drought from spreading too fast. I'll take what we can get. That's kind of the theme right now, even though we don't have quite enough rain that would make any of us happy. A little bit is better than none. Patricia, no problem. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. And potential for excessive heat next weekend, indeed. So we just need to watch that. High heat and humidity could surge back in here. All right. We're expecting, Anna, good to see you on Instagram. We are expecting maybe some hit or miss showers more frequently with storms this week. So here's the precipitation animation. It could add up to maybe a half inch in the luckiest of spots. Not really enough to potentially thwart development and spreading of further of drought. So we have that in the region, especially over the I-81 corridor, that and pollen is under control. Just want to touch base with my fellow allergy sufferers. But potentially, flash drought could develop, which is rapid onset droughts with these high heat conditions with the highest of the year for evapotranspiration needs for plants and crops, and the highest sun of the year. The highest sun angle is baking the soils very effectively, evaporating the moisture there as well, if we have any in the soil. So we do have heat signals and drought signals to watch in the medium term. So anytime, check in with us at capitalweatherking.com. We'll keep you posted this upcoming week. I have tomorrow morning's forecast coming out for you at 5 a.m. tomorrow with more details. And we've got heat safety to keep, in mind this upcoming week. On Wednesday, that looks like our hottest and most humid day. And then again, this weekend, we could get excessive with our heat as well. But I'm trying to focus on the silver lining of maybe leaning toward more frequent and slightly above average rainfall chances for this week and maybe next week. But it's so hot, we might not quite get enough. And here's the bad news: no tropical systems near us developing in the next 7 days as well. So can't even depend on tropical sources to give us some needed rain. All right, I have been over my 20-minute allotment. I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Our weekly live Sunday Sunset Live Q&A. I will see you next Sunday for our weekly 20-minute chat on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. And I really appreciate seeing you, Little Jim, Dr. Amanda, Rami, and Tango on Instagram. There we go. Appreciate seeing all of you. Thunderstorm risk tonight is hit or miss BNDC on Instagram. One or two strong storms can be ruled out, but overall, we're looking as we get later into the night, and this cold front passes through at a very good time of night to avoid severe weather overall. Everyday showers and storms hopefully give us some rain chances into maybe very early tomorrow morning. Some stray raindrops are possible for the early commuters, but I've covered that in my PM update there at the top. I'll cover more of that in the details for the week's forecast ahead at capitalweathergang.com, publishing at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. David, I'll see you next week. Ruth, Lisa, you take care as well. All right, everyone, have a safe week. Enjoy the dry heat on Monday and Tuesday. Be safe on Wednesday and maybe this weekend. That's when we could see a spike in heat and humidity toward cautious, if not maybe dangerous levels at times. Take care for now, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye bye.